Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, and I am back up here at the cabin doing this floor staining. I have a lot of work to do today, and just like I usually do, I forgot my GoPro at the house. And usually it's not a big deal, but it's 2.5 hour drive from my cabin to home. So it's sitting on my countertop, all ready to go on top of the fireplace, but whatever. So we're doing it the old-fashioned way this time again for the video. Is it's just going to be my phone, so that means no time lapse, no, any of that other stuff. Just going to be kind of probably a shortish video, but whatever. And I know I kind of look a little worse for wear, but I've been really busy. So, but I have a day coming up on Tuesday, which I have nothing to do. Tuesday and Wednesday, I have nothing planned, so I'll probably cut my hair because it's touching my ear and I can't handle it. So, anyways, let me flip you around and show you what we got now that everything's dry and whatever. As you can see, it's super noticeable. So I have, it doesn't look good, all that stone. You can see all the stones just on the top there, making it look like ass. But I have this stuff. It's multi-purpose repair. You can do it to a feather edge, which is what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is grind these again, grind them down just a little bit further, so there is a ridge on every single one of them. And then mix this stuff up, put them on there, wait for it to cure, and then, where is it here? I got a masonry wheel, just going to smooth out the edges. And that's what I'm going to do today. And then tomorrow, I'm going to come in earlier because, again, it's a 5-hour wait for when I stain it. I'm going to stain it right away in the morning. Probably watch a movie or two in the meantime while I'm waiting for it to burn in for the 5 hours. And then do that same process, neutralize it, put some sealer on it. And then Monday, on my way back, I'm going to do the top gloss. But anyways, let me get to work here. I'm going to get everything set up, and once I have stuff ground down, I'll bring it back again, and then when I'm done using that multi-purpose repair, I'll show you, how it looks. Anyways, that'll be what I'm doing today, so stay tuned. Alright guys, I did a test section here. I ground down the ridges. Well, I made a lot of ridges in it now, so it's a little deeper. Let me flip you around and show you. I'm going to start in the laundry room here. You can see that these are fairly deep ridges, especially right there. And that should give that repair stuff a pretty decent bite. So let me mix some up and throw them in there, and we'll see. Alright, so I did the laundry area here. I smoothed it out the best I could with the trowel. Right now I'm just letting it set up. It's got 35 minutes before it gets hard. But in the meantime, I'm going to work on the other stuff. Here's what it looks like so far. As you can see, there's just a very tiny little lip on some of these. But what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to take that masonry wheel and just feather the edges, real nice. So then at least now with this stuff on there, that rock won't show through, and it should match this color real well, and you should see no rock. Alright guys, now I have about 99% of the spots ground down again. There was a few that I left just because they weren't very noticeable, and some of the spots that they were in, the original troweling of the floor, I would never be able to recreate those little grooves, even with all the tools that I have. So I kind of left those. They're kind of not really super noticeable, but I'm going to flip you around here. I'll show you what I did. So for here, I went a little bit bigger and a little bit ovular, more ovular. And for these, I did kind of like little tails and stuff on them. Just so if it doesn't match perfectly, it'll look like there's an actual, it's part of a design. The design, you know, on the floor, like these little spots and stuff. So that's what I kind of try to do with some of these, so they wouldn't, even if they do are a little bit noticeable, it won't be as bad as what it was. You can see I just widened this one. I just made it kind of like a tail. These, as you see, nose. This one I made a little bit of a tail too, since there was a spot here, here, and here, and then something over there. Same with this, made it kind of a tail. And with this one. So now I'm just gonna mix up some mud mix and put them over it and trowel it and smooth it down. Try to feather edge it. So should be good in about an hour and a half. I should be done, and then I'm gonna let it cure overnight, and then tomorrow morning I'll get here early and I'll take the masonry wheel and smooth everything over, smooth the edges, and then start staining. So I'll bring it back once I'm done with the mud. Alright guys, I got the mud mix on everything now, so show you what I'm working with now. Yeah, got a super thin layer on all of these. You can see it's already starting to harden. It's fairly smooth, and there's not very many ridges. I'll have to only grind down with the mason wheel just a little bit, not a whole lot. Right there you can see I'm gonna have to grind down on that a little bit, and then some right there, and a lot in there. But for the most part, it's thin enough that it won't show those little rocks, and it's still strong enough that it won't chip. Because this is, I think, 4,000 PSI mix. Let me look. It'll be a 6,000 PSI mix in 24 hours. So it'll be probably around a 4, because we ain't going to wait 24 hours. So, yeah, that'll probably be the end of my day for today at least. I go home, have some dinner, well, to the cabin I should say, but have some dinner, and then tomorrow, bright and early, get to cleaning all this up and prepping it and getting it ready for stain. And I'm hoping that everything matches really nice, since now there's a nice smooth surface, and you don't have to worry about them little rocks showing up. So anyways, I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. Alright guys, it's the next day here. I already got as much as I could ground down, and I already just put the stain on, so now we got the 5 hours to wait. But let me show you around and show you how it's turning out. We got the stain on all of these. That should get darker, but as you notice, there is no stones showing through. There are a little bit of grooves from my trowel and from the floor itself, and some of these are raised up just a hair, but it should actually match this time. There might be a little bit of stone showing right there and right there, just because when I ground it down a little bit, it got a little too low, and I can't fill it again. So there's probably a little bit of stone that'll show right in that one spot, but I still got to clean this stuff up right here. That's just on the surface. That'll brush off. So like I said, no stone. But there will be a little bit of a ridge probably in some of this stuff, just because of how it is. I got my timer set, so 5 hours. I'm going to neutralize it, and we'll see how it turned out. So I'll bring it back after I neutralize it, or when I'm going around and neutralizing it. We'll see. But check back. All right, guys, we're about 2.5 hours in, or well, actually closer to 3 hours in. I just did a check on it, and it was ready already, so I had to neutralize it. Let me bring you around and show you what we got. Now it looks much better than the where the stones were showing. Like I said before, I cut a little bit extra just to make it, you know, kind of different design, so it looks like it's part of the floor. I have it damp now, so this is actually what it's going to look like once I put sealer on it. You can see some of these spots got a little bit darker than what I wanted, but all in all, it blends in a lot better. This, it looks a lot different when it's wet, but actually, let me show you quick. That's what it would look like when it was wet. And you have to base all this on when it is wet, because if you do it dry, it's going to stand out compared to the satin sealer. So like you can see, it almost blends in. I mean, it's not a perfect match, but if I would have let it go any longer, it would have got darker, and you'd have definitely been able to see it. Same goes with these, but yeah, now we can wait for everything to dry, and then we're gonna put some sealer on it probably tonight, and then tomorrow I'm gonna pack everything up, and the last thing I'm going to do is put the top gloss on. It should make it nice and shiny. So, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Alright guys, it is the next day, which is Monday. I just got done putting the sealer on it. Now I'm just letting the sealer dry, and I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup. And then once the sealer is dry, we can put that top coat on. Let me show you around how it looks now with the sealer on. You can see that's almost drying, and the actual concrete itself, the original concrete, will match pretty close to that color once it's wet, but that's what the top gloss is for. Like I said, I'll bring it by when I'm done with the top gloss and stuff, but it's starting to really blend in a little bit better. The owner was worried about it being super noticeable because it didn't blend in the best. This room might be kind of iffy because that is a little bit darker than the other stuff, so that might be noticeable, but for the most part, all of this should blend in, except for that one. That one is darker. That one's not going to blend in very well, but either way, we just got to let this stuff cure. Should take maybe about an hour. And while I'm letting it cure, I'm just going to start packing up the stuff that I don't need. And then we'll give it one final mopping of the whole area before we switch mop heads and then put the top coat on. And the way we do that is you just get the mop damp and then pour the product on the floor, you know, a little bit, and then just mop it in. And that's, like I said, they don't use this super often. It's like not like an everyday thing. So that top gloss should last in like 3-4 years before it had to be put back on. So anyways, I'll catch you guys back up once I start mopping. Alright guys, I'm finally to the point. I got everything scrubbed down. Now I'm applying the top gloss. I'm going to put 2 coats on it. You got put your first coat on, wait 45 minutes and put your second coat on. But let me show you the difference between not top glossed and top glossed. As you can see right here, this part had the top gloss on it. It's nice and rich. And then here's the non-top gloss. You know, it's that regular satin. So with another coat on here, it should look a little bit more shiny. But yeah, that's what it's going to look like when we have the gloss on top of it. And that should last, 3 to 4 years for them with 2 coats. And this thing is, it's about $60. It covers right around 800-900 square feet, which is about what this is without the the rooms that we did in the different color. We're just going to use a top gloss on this, the acid stain. So anyways, I'll get back to you when I'm all done, and then we'll close out the video. Alright guys, I got 2 coats of top gloss on. Let me flip you around and show you the difference here. It's still drying a little bit, but you can definitely see, how shiny and glossy this is compared to the satin. Now if you notice all those dark spots where I did the grinding and stuff, they should get lighter once everything cures. It shouldn't be that dark of a color. You see the blue in there? That is the top gloss and the sealer curing. So that's it for this video. I'm probably going to end up coming up here next summer and probably doing some stuff with this floor again. I'm pretty sure he's probably going to want me to get some of them grooves out, but I have to buy a second sander for concrete because the one that I have is for outdoor only use, and doesn't have a dust shield, doesn't have a dust collector like my grinder does. So anyways, we'll see. Stay tuned for a possible update, probably May or June of 2025, and we'll go from there. But anyways, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.